Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakate Yahweh, Brakate Yahweh Shai, Brakate Yahweh, Brakate Yahweh Shai, Brakate Yahweh, Brakate Yahweh Shai, the water, Abba, Pabal, Call Kadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders, apostles, of Great Millstone that teach this truth, 100% truth according to the Bible. Do a quick lesson this morning. Shalakia, you hear me do a lot of sneezing and trying to clear my throat, dealing with allergies this morning. So you know how it is here in Babylon the Great. Well, I'll try to get through this lesson, Lord willing. But set up this video.
Okay, class, so I am teacher Darren, and my pronouns are going to be Z, Zer, Zer, Zers, and Zerself. So that's how you will address me? Yes.
So what about she, her, hers, herself? That's what we know.
Yes, but I am gender neutral. So I am not a female, nor am I a male. I would be in between. So right here would be my pronouns. So instead of she or he, you would refer as Z. Instead of her or him, you would refer as Zer. Instead of her or his, it would be Zer. Yes, in the back.
So I'm sorry, I'm confused. Are you Mr. Darren, Miss Darren?
No, I am teacher Darren. There would be no Mr. or Mrs. in front of that, just teacher Darren.
Wouldn't it be Zister or Zis?
They haven't created that word yet, but you're on the right track. So it is just teacher Darren for now. Yes.
You look like a pretty lady to me.
Well, thank you. Most people would take that as a compliment, but I am gender neutral, so I am not a lady. I can be pretty, but not a lady.
Nothing but fucking
Yes.
confusion, man.
So you can't be pretty, or
I said I can be pretty.
So you can be pretty and you can be handsome, but you are not a she that is pretty and you are not a he that is handsome.
Correct.
That would make no sense.
I'm confused. I guess I'm.
What are you confused about?
I'm confused over the whole thing.
Why do we have to learn this?
Well, because this is how the world is changing now. So the world progresses and we progress with the world. Yes, in the back.
Can we just call you by what you look like your pronouns are?
No, because that would be disrespectful. So my pronouns are Z, Zer, Zer, Zers, and Zerself. Or you can just call me teacher Darren.
Isn't
Yes.
it kind of disrespectful to like put stuff in our faces and into our heads that we don't necessarily want to align with or learn?
No, it wouldn't be, because that's the way the world works. So even though it's something that you don't identify as,
Not the whole world.
well, even though...
That's more so just like the USA, more so like.
Okay, well, where do you live? In the USA?
You said that's the way the world works. I'm just saying the whole world, like the USA is like 2% of the world. There's so many other continents and countries that don't want to, instill this into their youth.
Okay, well, let's start by doing it in this classroom with teacher Darren.
Mrs. Darren.
Teacher Darren. Yes, in the back.
So I'm gonna do my best with the Z-Zer stuff in the classroom, but if I were to use that in front of my parents, they're gonna get really mad. So is it okay by you if I call you like she, her behind your back?
No, it is not. You could just call me teacher Darren to your parents and refer as my teacher Darren.
But they're gonna ask why I'm not calling you Mr. Darren or Miss Darren. They're gonna be like, what do you mean teacher Darren? I've never
Well,
heard
that's
that.
something you can educate your parents on. See how I'm educating you and we kind of pass it down the vine?
So you're pretty much giving
Yes,
us.
in the front.
I don't know. You don't know my mom or dad.
This shit
I
is
told
fucking
them that
ridiculous, man. This
they
place got
probably
to
come
go.
up here and you probably won't
By the
die.
way, fair use,
I
man.
don't
Only for
believe that's
educational
the case.
purposes,
These
not
are my
making
pronouns,
any
and that's the
monetary
way the
gains from
world
this.
is working.
Is this part of the curriculum now, or is this something you want to personally teach us?
It's part of the curriculum in my class.
So it's something you want to personally teach us?
Yes, out of respect for myself as well. The same way that I identify you guys as your pronouns, I would expect the same respect for my pronouns.
Well,
Yes, in the back.
Okay.
Johnson know that you're teaching us this? Like, does Principal Johnson use your proper pronouns?
I don't believe I've had too many conversations with Principal Johnson, but as far as I'm concerned, I haven't had any issues.
I thought Principal Johnson was your boss.
Right. So we just go through email, and he would identify me as Teacher Darren.
He called you that?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't. This is crazy.
So
It is
question,
crazy.
Like, which bathroom do you use?
The teacher's bathroom.
No, like boy or girl?
The teacher's bathroom. The employee's bathroom.
What about like when you're at a mall or at a restaurant?
I don't see how the bathroom is the issue here.
I do, because we trying to understand as students. We don't. I've never been taught this. This is crazy. I think
That's okay. I'm here to answer any questions
it's
you have.
not okay.
And you didn't answer the question.
In the back.
So the question is, am I gonna run into you in the bathroom, or is Daryl gonna run into you in the bathroom?
Good question.
Well, you won't because you're not allowed in the teacher's bathroom.
Like I said, what about when you're at a mall or a restaurant or something?
Well, I don't see what bathroom I use is any of your
You
business.
said you were here to answer any questions we have.
Right, and my answer to that is that I don't ask you about your bathroom.
You motherfuckers
problems,
is
and
crazy,
you don't
man.
ask me about mine.
Well,
Goddamn demons and spirits on them. They
And
trying
we
to
don't
spread that
understand
shit.
Like, we should be learning geography, but for some reason we're learning about pronouns.
Okay, well, do you not want to have respect for your teacher? I understand that
Respect
this
is
is a safe.
subjective.
This is a safe space for all of us. That would include Teacher Darren.
This was a safe space regardless, to be honest, like, before all this.
Yes.
I think the last one is pretty funny. So,
What is that one?
what?
Yeah, is that when you identify as a cat?
Say it.
Is it like purr, or is it like
Yeah, the last one there.
yeah? What's that one? That was pretty funny.
Say it again. That's funny.
Can you explain that one, please? The purr?
So my pronouns are Z, Zer, Zer, Zers, and Zerself, and these are the ones we're focusing on today.
So it's just all about you? If we're on the subject, I feel like we should learn about the all
Oh man, this shit got to go, man.
Very selfish at this point.
Man, this is crazy.
Are you gonna start calling us Caesar? Because I'm just
Oh man, it's fucking retarded, man. This place has got to go. Anybody that's voting for this shit, man, like I said, you're gonna be destroyed. And that's what this administration is what they push, what they're going to continue to push. And not to say either party, man, all of them go in, they all, real on the same force, man. They all on the same team. So they all abide by it, just that the Democrat Party, man, they really push this thing forward, and that's their main agenda. And yeah, we're in some deadly serious times, man. But it's beautiful because it's all been said it's going to happen by the Lord, man. We know we're that much more closer to our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, coming back, man, and destroying this wicked ass place. They pushing this shit in the classroom to our kids, man. So who in the hell would want to see this place continue to proceed, man, continue to go on? And let me give you a definition of Babylon from the Strong's Dictionary. Babel, a Babel. Confusion, including Babylonia and the Babylonian Empire. Babylon. And you hear the kids are saying in the classroom that, all she's doing is fucking confusing them, man. They're like, damn. Here it is, they're in a geography class and she's teaching these pronouns. And, you can see right there how disturbing and how unsettling it was, man. Because nothing she was saying was making any goddamn sense. And first of all, like I said again, this is fair use only for educational purposes only. So let's hit the first precept, and we're going to be in Revelations chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And who's that great whore that sit upon many waters, man? It's talking about here in America, Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon. And why it's talking about she sit upon many waters, it's talking about her many military bases that's all over the whole world. You know, I think it's over like 600. I could be wrong with the numbers, like way up there. 600 military bases all over the world, where she has her hands deep into politics of all these other nations. Revelation chapter 17, verse 2, and we're going to read on down through 7. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And what is the wine that they're talking about? It's talking about her philosophies that she pushed, not only here, what you see what's going on in the classroom, but on these other nations too as well. You know, over in Africa, I think it might have been Kenya, where Kenya rejected, where they passed the law where they was against LGBTQ, you know, that shit in their country. And what America did, I think it was Kamala Harris went over there and threatened them and said, we're going to put sanctions on you if you don't allow these things to proceed in your country, if you don't lift that ban, you know. So they're going to pretty much starve the people out and their children just to push this this wine on those people, man. This degeneracy on the people over there. You got to realize a lot of people that's over there, you know, are really our people, you know. Revelation chapter 17 and 3. So he carried me away in the spirit of the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. That's talking about sitting upon the EU Union. Now, really, Babylon the Great is one that pretty much running all these other countries, man. Talking about the EU or the EU Union. That's those 10 horns, man. That's those 10 powers. You know, you talk about France, you talk about Germany, you talk about Great Britain, and all these other nations over there that's part of the EU. Verse 4, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Like I say, with all this stuff with the LGBTQ, with adultery, all these things are rampant to do over here, man. They give you the freedom to do these things over here. You know, there's no repercussions for it. Matter of fact, there's a reward they're going to give you for taking part in these debaucheries, man, into this type of degeneracy. And like I say, it's pushed now early on into the classrooms. Verse 5, and upon her forehead was written the name Mystery, Babylon the Great. Why is it mystery? Because everybody's trying to figure out who is the Bible's talking about, Babylon the Great. And now it's been revealed that here's America. She's the one that's stuck her head out, and now all these other countries are starting to see who she is, man. She's that harlot, man, the one that's slept with all these other nations, man. That's tainted the waters in all these other nations with all her debauchery, man, with all her fornication and all this wickedness. Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Verse 6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And this remember now, this go back to John the Revelator on the island of Patmos. Now he's having this revelation, and he's seeing all these things in the future time. And he's seeing how, you know, America was, you know, with all the great skyscrapers and all this great, you know, marvel at her technology and all that. And so he marveled at her, and that's talking about the jewelry, you know, how he was fascinated with her. And then he goes to talk about the martyr, with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And she's going, you know, she's going to put to death some of the prophets, man. She's put to death many of the prophets of old, you know, going way back to the time of slavery. She's always been putting our people to death, man. That's been all prophesying against this place. Verse 7, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mysteries of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which have 7 heads and 10 horns. Like I say, go back into the EU Union. And like I said, John was marveling at all the beauty and the luster of the things that she had, she was able to provide, him looking at it in the future tense and seeing these things through his vision that was given to him. Revelation chapter 17, verse 18. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Really, Babylon the Great, she's the one that's sitting on top of these other nations with her might, with her power, man. And if they don't, give in to her ways, she's going to find some way to destabilize their country or, create a type of insurrection where she's going to install a puppet government in there that's going to do her bidding. You see that a lot of times. You see a lot of that over there in the in so-called Africa. A lot of those places have puppet governments that do the bidding of Babylon the Great. So we'll go to the book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. And what did Babylon the Great do when she came over here to the northern tribes, man? She would have them on these death marches and take the little kids, man, from the mothers and would beat the kids to death over stones, man. Grab them by their ankles and smash the kids against the rocks, to make them continue to march on to these different destinations, to these little death camps that they had. Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. And she's going to get that same reward, man, that she done to us. That's what's going to happen to her once we come into our rulership. Thus saith the Lord. Revelation chapter 18, verse 2, and we're going to read on down through verse 10. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and cage of every unclean, hateful bird. For all nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through an abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, and ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues, man. Because when the Lord comes back, his elect are going to be delivered up out of here. And that's talking about coming up out of her by we separating ourselves from this wicked ass place, man, by not participating and signing on to this type of debauchery, man, by pushing this LGBTQ or whatever, and it continues to go on, by not participating and signing on to this wickedness, man. We call these things out. And those are our people that continue to, that go on with these things, continue to go with Babylon the Great, that sign on to these wicked things. They're going to be destroyed right along here with the heathen. Verse 5, for his sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. According to her works. In the cup which she hath filled to her double. So what she didn't put on us, she's going to get double that in her reward, man. That hell and oppression that she put on us, she's going to get double of what she put on us. Verse 7, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. That's that proud spirit that she has, man. She's been untouched since she's been come into existence. Never been a major war that's been placed on this place other than the civil war that they had, and then the war that she had with the tribes that were here. No major war has touched this place. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God, Yahweh, who judgeth her. And that part of that fire is going to happen when all these other nations are going to turn on her, and she's going to be struck with these ICBM nuclear missiles, man. They're going to be turned on this place, and they're going to fire those missiles off on this place over here. Verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her by making money and merchandise off of her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Verse 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, because of all her military strength and power, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And all it's going to take the Lord is 1 hour, man. He can use them ICBM missiles and the Lord angels, man, coming in with those chariots, man. And it's going to totally wipe this place out, man. It's going to be like as it was in the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. It's going to be turned into a desert wasteland. And the Lord elect, Lord willing, we are the elect, man. We're going to be delivered out of this place because we turned our back on Babylon the Great, man. We didn't participate in her sins, you know. That's what talking about coming out of her. It's not a physical coming out, but it's a spiritual coming out, man. And we spiritually separated ourselves from this place. And we cry out to the Lord to come and destroy this place. Revelation chapter 18, verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, or rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. So we're going to get our revenges on this place, man. This wicked place that's been destroying our people since this bitch been over here talking about Babylon the great whore. And there's a good image of that whore, man, that rides upon the EU Union. So Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying. With that, say shalom.